Session 3 of Module 3 of 4th semester elective paper Entrepreneurship Development of Mangalore University. In this session, we shall study about financial institutions like IDBI, IFCI, ICICI, SIDBI, NABARD, KSSIDC. Financial institutions. A well-integrated structure of financial institutions has evolved in the country, comprising 11 institutions at the national level and 46 at the state level. These institutions provide a variety of financial products and services to suit the varied needs of the corporates. The national level institutions comprise 5 All India Development Banks, 3 specialized financial institutions, and 3 investment institutions. At the state level, there are 18 state financial corporations and 28 state industrial development corporations. All India Development Banks are Industrial Development Bank of India, Industrial Finance Corporation of India, ICICI Limited, Small Industries Development Bank of India, and Industrial Investment and Financial Bank of India Limited. These provide financial assistance to medium and large industries, whereas Small Industries Development Bank of India caters to the financial needs of small-scale sector. Reserve Bank of India regulates and supervises all India financial institutions. RBI undertakes on-site inspection of these institutions and has also evolved off-site surveillance system through obtaining periodic information. Development banks came into existence in the post-independence era. Prior to independence, only commercial banks existed, which provided the business community with short-term working capital finance. The need was felt for the establishment of institutions which could provide medium to long-term finance to industry. The first development bank set up in India in 1948 was the Industrial Finance Corporation of India. Development banking differs from commercial banking in several ways. Commercial banking is primarily concerned institutions with short-term lending for financing working capital requirements of a concern. Development banking is concerned with lending funds for medium to long term for financing investments in fixed assets of the company. Commercial banking is security oriented while development banking is project oriented. Development banks also finance large scale projects jointly with commercial banks. Development banks have recently been permitted to grant short term working capital finance to the corporates. Industrial Development Bank of India. It is one of the 4 All India Development Banks in India. It is the apex banking institution in the field of long-term industrial finance, and it functions as the principal financial institution for coordinating the functions and the activities of all India financial institutions. IDBI was established in 1964 as a wholly owned subsidiary of the RBI. In February 1976, it was delinked from the RBI and its entire share capital was transferred to the central government. As an apex development financial institution, IDBI provides both direct as well as indirect assistance to large and medium scale enterprises. Direct assistance by IDBI constitutes a major part of bank's total assistance. Direct assistance is provided by way of project finance, underwriting and direct subscription to shares and debentures, guarantees for deferred payments and equipment finance schemes. IDBI provides indirect assistance through refinance of term loans and rediscounting of bills. Next is Industrial Finance Corporation of India Limited. Was the first development bank established in India in the year 1948. It was established as a statutory corporation under the IFCI Act 1948 with the objective of making medium and long-term funds more readily available to industrial concerns in India. IFCI was converted into Public Limited Company on July 1, 1993 and is now known as Industrial Finance Corporation of India Limited. Every shareholder of IFCI became the shareholder of the company with effect from that date. The necessity for IFCI's conversion into a limited company was felt to ensure greater flexibility and ability to respond to the needs of the changing financial system. After its conversion into a public limited company, now it has flexibility to reshape its business strategies and greater operational autonomy and in providing quality services to customers and tapping the capital markets. ICICI Industrial Credit and Investment Corporation of India Limited was the first development bank set up as a joint stock company in India in 1955. Though Industrial Finance Corporation of India had already come into existence at that time, necessity to establish another institution in the private institution sector was felt primarily to channelize the World Bank funds to the Indian industry and also to build up a capital market in India. Initially, its entire share capital was held by commercial banks and insurance companies and other financial institutions, but with the nationalization of banks, major portion of its share capital was later held by these nationalized institutions. After the public cum rights issue of equity capital by ICICI in 1991, the number of shareholders of the corporation increased considerably. The core business activity of ICICI has traditionally been the business of providing project finance, but over the years it has undertaken many non-project based activities and has diversified into new but allied activities through the establishment of its subsidiaries. Though ICICI had entered into varied and diversified financial services through its subsidiaries, a significant step was taken by merging itself with its subsidiary ICICI Bank Limited. SIDBI, Small Industries Development Bank of India, is the principal institution in the country for promotion, financing and development of industries in the tiny and small scale sectors. It coordinates the functions of other institutions engaged in similar activities. SIDBI undertakes both financing activities as well as promotional activities and provides support services. SIDBI's financial activities are broadly classified into two categories: direct assistance and indirect assistance. Direct assistance to small industries is provided in the following ways. First is project financing. It is provided for setting up of a new unit or expansion, diversification, modernization, technology upgradation of existing units. Second is equipment finance scheme. Under this scheme, assistance is provided for expansion and modernization of existing units. Technology Development and Modernization Fund Scheme is a new scheme of SIDBI under which assistance is granted to units belonging to engineering, garments, electrical, electronics, crockery, pottery, etc. Bill Financing Scheme. Bill finance accounts for the largest amount of direct assistance is granted by the SIDBI. Bills discounted fall in two categories: direct discounting of bills arising out of sale of equipment by manufacturers of machinery, capital goods in small sector, and direct discounting of short-term bills arising from sale of parts, components, sub-assemblies, accessories, intermediate manufactured by small-scale units and supplied to medium and large-scale industries on credit. Next is Equity Assistance Scheme. SIDBI provides equity assistance to different types of companies. It provides lines of credit to merchant bankers to put through bought out deals in respect of their small industrial unit clients. Finally, venture capital assistance. SIDBI also grants assistance for the venture capital fund. SIDBI also subscribes to the funds of other venture capital companies. The projects for which venture capital assistance is provided by SIDBI are in the high risks, specialized and import substitutive areas. Most of these projects propose to use indigenously developed technology and are promoted by experienced technical entrepreneurs. Indirect assistance through refinance of term loans granted by banks, state finance corporations and state industrial development corporations. Rediscounting of bills of small scale industries. NABARD, National Bank for Agricultural and Rural Development, is the apex financial institution in the area of agricultural finance and rural development. It was set up in July 1982 by merging the Agriculture Credit Department and Rural Planning and Credit Cell of the Reserve Bank of India and the entire undertaking of Agriculture Refinance and Development Corporation. Functions of NABARD. Credit to farm sector. It provides financial assistance to the farm sector by way of refinance for various agriculture and allied activities like minor irrigation, institutions, plantation and horticulture, land development, farm mechanization and animal husbandry. The refinance is provided to commercial banks, state cooperative banks, regional rural banks and state land development banks. Besides providing refinance, NABARD also provides short-term loans to state cooperative banks and regional rural banks for financing seasonal agricultural operation, marketing of crops, purchase of agricultural inputs. The second function is developmental activities. NABARD undertakes various developmental activities such as formulation of credit plans, building of institutions, promotion of research and technology. It also coordinates rural credit agencies and develops expertise to deal with agriculture and rural problems. Third, regulatory function. The Banking Regulation Act 1949 has empowered NABARD to inspect the working of the regional rural banks and cooperative banks. Its recommendation is required for opening of a new branch before the RBI gives its permission to do so. State Small Industries Development Corporation. So now we shall study about Karnataka State. KSSIDC has been playing a vital role in the development of small-scale industries in Karnataka. It is a government of Karnataka undertaking entrusted with the responsibility of providing infrastructural facilities for small-scale industries. The primary objective of the corporation has been to promote the small-scale industries and develop small-scale industries with a special focus on small-scale industries located in backward areas. The corporation is providing infrastructural facilities, technical support for the small-scale industries. An industrially prosperous Karnataka is the vision of Karnataka State Small Industries Development Corporation. The objectives are: the corporation pursues basically concerned with the establishment and management of industrial estates with all the infrastructural facilities like constructing sheds, preparing plots of different types and allotting them to the needy entrepreneurs. Its objective is to encourage the dispersal of industries to backward areas and to induce industries to move away from the areas of high concentration to achieve industrialization in the state. To extend special concessions to entrepreneurs belonging to scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, women, physically handicapped, ex-servicemen, and non-resident Indians. To procure the scarce raw material from various sources for distribution to the desired entrepreneurs. To disseminate information by participating in the national and international exhibitions. To supply machineries to entrepreneurs under hire purchase schemes. To provide marketing assistance to entrepreneurs, especially who undertake export of their produce. To conduct entrepreneurs awareness program and entrepreneurial development program to encourage upcoming entrepreneurs. Thank you.